Alright guys, we're back with another demo. This one's pretty frustrating to watch, but we'll get into it at the pistol round. I just thought this was a pretty questionable play by Calypso. It's not unreasonable to take long control, but just judging by his teammates, they're kind of set up for a default for him to just kind of YOLO into long like that when he only had one other teammate with him. It's a little weird. Not too bad though, but this demo is going to escalate pretty quickly, to be honest. There's a couple rounds in here that are pretty special. So let's introduce the players in this game. First, it's going to be Calypso, who's playing on Rise in Valorant now. He has long been suspected of throwing matches. Also, we have Oderus in this game. His name hasn't really been in the news much. He was cut from Dignitas a while ago in Valorant, and now he's playing on Beast Coast with Superman, Kohler, and some other guys. Then we have Tex, who recently signed with NRG. He was signed on Equinox, but then he got cut from that team, and now he's playing on Energy. Probably the best Valorant player out of this group, to be honest, as well. I'm not sure who this guy is. He's the odd man out. But after how I saw he played this, I'm like, yeah, this demo's going to be a little interesting. Just jumping up onto the ledge there for some reason. Anyways, I kind of want to get out in front of this and say, I don't know if any of these guys are match fixing. Like, you can't tell the difference between someone with 3 brain cells and somebody that's match fixing, right? They kind of play the same way, to be honest. So maybe they just had a rough day, The only time it's really a big deal or it's illegal is when there's money involved, right? And I have no idea if there was money involved. I just, as a player, I want to see what the game looks like. And when I look at this game, and I'll go into some clips later, it looks weird to me. I thought this was a touch weird from Tex. He seemed a little bit slow shooting the CT as they, came out of the smoke, but nothing too crazy, in my opinion. This as well from Calypso. I thought it was a little weird. He seemed a little slow shooting the CT that he knew was in pit, right? For him not even to be able to really aim at the guy or anything, it just seemed a little off, but let's escalate this quickly into the next round. If you've had a history in Counter-Strike, this round's going to really upset you. They're against 4 USPs and a Deagle. They have 4 smokes on their team, and they choose not to use any of them to help them cross at long, nor do they peek with a flash towards CT spawn. All the CTs are just sitting in spawn, ready to wreck them as they cross. And it just seemed like the gunfights were super unmotivated, and it didn't look like they were trying to win these gunfights. Like the first peek from Tex, I'll replay it, but the first peek that Tex made, he fired 1 bullet despite having CTs on the screen for a while. This gunfight from Calypso is, it's pretty difficult to watch if yeah, I mean, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. This isn't normal, and it's not what Mountain Dew League Counter-Strike should look like, right? Oderus, throughout this demo, it didn't seem too bad. Like, it seemed like he could be playing normal. Like, it would just be pure speculation for me to think anything else. But like I said, there's the Tex peak. And, he's got 2 guys on his screen, and the way he swings in and just... he's trying to tap them down when there's multiple CTs on the screen. It just doesn't look right. And this Calypso gunfight is honestly just uncomfortable to watch. I actually played Spike Rush with my 5-year-old son the other day, and he did better than this. It's just this reaction time. He's acting like he's got the reaction time of a 95-year-old woman, right? I mean, this is all obviously speculation from me. It's hard for me to know really what's going on, right? I just look at the demo. As a player myself, I just want to see what the game looked like, right? This round didn't really make much sense to me. They take B. They have full B control. The bomb's late for some reason. Who knows why. Then they just kind of run out and, like, what's going on, boys? Like, where are we going? And, like, what is the plan for these rounds? You had full B control and it just doesn't add up, This round, Oderus... his teammate's gonna get killed, and then he takes out his knife, even though your teammate just died. Like, it seemed a little weird. The only guy that was really fragging was this Wreck guy. He dropped about 20 kills in the first half, but he's clearly not taking it entirely serious, even though this is like an ESEA Mountain Dew League match, right? So I don't know if they just, they love trolling, or are they throwing? Like I said, it's very hard to tell the difference between the two, but this guy was clearly trying to win that round, and he has a nice clutch, and he shows, the skill level that these people actually have. This is this is pretty bad from Tex. It's a full gun round. He's got a full nade set and an op, and he just rushes in. Like, it doesn't matter that he missed the shot or whatever, but for him to think that this is a valid strategy on a gun round when you're trying to win a game, like when a player does this at this caliber, you're telling me that you clearly are not trying to win, right? Like, how you could go to the lowest levels of matchmaking and they know that rushing into B with an op is not a strategy for victory. All right, let's keep going. This round from Tex, I thought it was a little strange. He gets a couple nice Deeg shots here, but then they get into a nice post plant position here. They're 3v2. They have full control of A site. He actually picks up an M4 on the way to peak CT, but very delayed deagle shot to CT, swings super wide on it, and it just, it was just a 3 brain cell play. I don't know, guys. I don't know what he was doing. You tell me. This clutch from Calypso. So his teammate dies to the CT that was long, and Calypso must have been hearing that guy in CT. Actually, the guy in CT also shot at his teammate. I felt like a good player would have tried to isolate that 1v1. You take the peek on the CT running up the ramp, try and kill him, and then you got a 1v1, right? Then you have a much better chance to play or to win. And then, I mean, his gunshots to try and win the clutch looked very unmotivated, just like this peek from Tex. Just stands there in the fire and dies right away, peeking around corners with the Molotov in your hand. Like, I don't listen, I don't want to make these. Obviously I have an opinion on this, and I'm conveying that, but I honestly wouldn't mind if guys just watched this on mute and just make your own opinion from it. Like I said earlier, I'm a CS player, I'm a Valorant player. People have been chirping about this match fixing for months now, and I hadn't seen a goddamn fucking clip of it yet. So I wanted to see what the games looked like, and this game, it doesn't look right. Oderus, I thought that was a little weird how he didn't really turn to the CT that was shooting him. And then we have Calypso in possibly the world's worst post-plant position on a site as a terrorist after you've planted. And like I said, I don't want to be one of those guys that, makes his opinion so, I don't know. I don't want to portray my opinion or project my opinion, but I want the gameplay to be out there for people to see. Like, this was going on in the Mountain Dew League, and honestly, like, how long was this going on for? Was this going on for like a year or just a couple months? Like, what is it? We really have kind of been left out in the dark. I was just watching Richard Lewis's stream, and he was saying the ESEA was very complacent in this. They knew about it for a long time, yet they chose to do nothing. They kind of kicked the can down the road. I thought that was a brutal play, but from Tex, by the way. Just peeking knife out to Cat. Okay, whatever. He was saying ESEA kind of kicked the can down the road, or thought that, since ESEC was investigating it, they were, their hands were clean. They didn't have to do anything after ESEC was investigating, but I agree with Richard's point on that. They still have a responsibility to maintain the existing integrity of their league, right? You can't allow players, when they were given proof, they were given chat logs or whatever. I forget exactly what he said the proof was, but when you're given proof about players match fixing, you can't allow them to just keep playing. If you're running the league, you need to shut it down, or you need to shut those teams down. And anyways, he was just mentioning that they really seemed like they felt like they washed their hands clean once they handed it over to ESEC. But of course, ESEC is delayed in their announcements due to the FBI investigation. So anyways, it's just turned into this real shit show where these guys got to play in Mountain Dew League for a long ass time and do whatever they want, right? they're fixing games, they're not playing seriously, and another thing that Richard brought up was, you know, the league is not called the Mountain Dew League anymore, and it's very plausible that that's the case because of this match fixing thing, which would be a shame because that would be, you know, the first sponsor to withdraw due to these match fixing allegations. Of course, Mountain Dew League is not going to want to be associated with people constantly throwing games. It would make no sense. And honestly, they might just be the first company out of many to do that. If esports and this FBI investigation really implode the scene, then we could see other sponsors pull out if they don't feel like it's a healthy environment to sponsor their product, or if they feel like their product name can be associated with match fixing like the Mountain Dew League or Mountain Dew in general. You know, we could see sponsors pull out and the scene shrinking. And anyways, it's just not a look. It's not a good look, boys. It is not a good look at all. And this demo really sucked. All right, guys, if you liked it, hit the thumbs up. And if you didn't, do whatever. I'll catch you next time. Peace.